Hey Nick, thanks for coming out. We're going to do a quick recap here of your lesson. Give you some things to work on. I'm going to draw those lines that we talked about in the lesson. Talked about some movement off the ball. A little bit of a sway here. Whoops. Hard to see with the pants and the door color. But the big part of the lesson that we focused on was your reverse or your loop or your over the top, which led to or leads to this arm breakdown here at impact. We've got to get you turning to get you room for that arm. Got to get you some width. Here's another front view, or here's a different view of it. Back up here a little bit. A little bit of pulling the club in and under. Golf club should work right up this line along with the hands. So get you deep. And then you kind of wrap the club around you and create a loop. So in other words, probably just use this line. You see that club going in, up. Whoops. Up and around, and it's going to work its way back down this way to the ball, which would be steep and inefficient at times. No real way to play with any consistency when you're doing that, because the face is out of control, meaning you can't get the face square to the path or square to the target in any consistent manner. So what we did was we got you on the robot, getting the feel of a takeaway that's right on plane, not a lot of movement, and we had you do multiple reps there. This is you checking out feels. You can see yourself look at your hands or look at your arms and look where the club is. I love the rotation of the body there. You have to do some work on head versus hips. Again, but I like that when you're feeling this, you're having to look back to see what's going on because you feel change. So you're trying to understand what's going on with the golf club. That's the great thing about the robot, is it gives you new feels. So this is what I call the house of pain, or basically the way to unscramble a player. So your big reverse loop, in this position, you would have crashed into this blue line here. The shaft would have just smashed it over. So I have you feeling that shaft go over that blue stick in the takeaway. And then you, at this point in your golf swing, would typically feel a lot of arm tension because you're trying to throw the face of the golf club. So now it's kind of a lazy or soft or loose arms to get that club to go under. You're turning your body and the club is trailing your body. And then the big part is to get you going over that yellow stick. And you can see you hit it a little bit, but again, this is a new feel. The past you would have, like I said, crashed into this on the way back. You would have completely missed it on the overside in the downswing and then crashed through this with a shaft in the through swing. But I should explain. So you would have hit this in the through swing, you would have hit this in the takeaway, and completely went over it in the downswing. So now I have you working over and then back under and over. And this is it from the side view. I caught this one late, but you can see that club is going to be working itself under. Now, is this perfect as far as what it should look like in the downswing? No, but I'm trying to get you to feel a completely different way to release the golf club. So it's in to out and not over the top. You can see that club working basically from in to out instead of out to in. We went back to the robot. We targeted the area. I'm sorry, we did not target the area. We went back to the robot and built some exaggeration. So this is the takeaway where we get those hands following that path like we want, following this line up. But we want that club head working out because we need to get you a sense of that club head not being slung inside or slung in this direction in the takeaway. So we keep that club head outside the hands and don't allow it to happen. And then we get that club dropping low and inside, exaggerated, and then swinging out and around. And then do a little before, after, before. You see that club is being slung very far inside where it's not as far inside over here. You noticed I am having a hard time keeping the sequence of the golf swing to work together because it's taking you longer to get to the top because you're having more coil, or you're turning your body better, more efficiently. And I want you to pay attention to basically the angle between your shaft and wrist. In this sequence. Whoops. This is great, great work here. Look at the difference between that guy And this guy on the right over here is only thinking about throwing that face at the golf ball. This guy on the right is understanding that this is a golf swing and you are actually swinging the golf club to create a good shot. So on impact, we look like all broken down and weak. Wristed, as far as this goes, this is not what we want. We would like straight lines if we could here. Hanging on the angle, hanging on the angle, hanging on the angle. Now we start losing it a little bit, but if we take this guy, versus that guy at impact, just as turn better through. Left arm is not as broken down. You're starting to not use that right hand to hit so much over here. Chest is definitely more rotated. You're turning better. Right hand is not dominating like it normally is. And it's a much better finished position if we back it up. Kind of funny to me, or kind of interesting how if I time this back up, so just to show you, we're at impact in that frame. But look at the sequence of the body and how different it is in the same golf, I mean, not the same golf swing, but the same person is swinging the golf club two different ways, but how you're getting there is completely different, and it takes way more time in a proper golf swing, meaning you've turned your body, you've created more coil, you've applied more energy into the hit over here on the left. So again, more rotated, not so chest parallel to the ball or hips parallel to the ball, less hand breakdown, less left arm breakdown. So the right hand is starting to cooperate in understanding that it is a golf swing and not a golf hit or a quick, nervous swing where the head is just thrown at the golf ball. But Nick, this is great work. It was a fun lesson. Hope to see you again. You had mentioned your daughter possibly coming in to get some help or some help with her shark game. I'd be happy to help her in any way I can. Let me know how this works when you're working out on the range, and love to see you again in the future to get some more progress or get a little bit more of this cleaned up so that you can be a little more efficient and have more fun on the golf course. Thanks again.